everyone, in today's video I'm going to be telling you why this little number, Sensual Sunset, has stolen my heart. I'm ecstatically happy about this purchase. It actually came about because one of the lovely subscribers that we have here, and thank you so much, I cherish each and every one of you, she said, oh, she wasn't tempted by the neutral palette, and she was responding to a video I had done about the neutral palette and why I was not wowed, and I actually thought that it was probably one of the weakest in the six. She was saying that actually it was the Sunset palette that had attracted her the most. Now, I had seen it on counter, but I thought at that time, 3 palettes out of the 6 is probably enough, Amelia, I said to myself, taking myself in hand. But it clearly wasn't, because I scurried back and had another look and I thought, oh, this looks lovely. It reminded me like a very updated version of the Natasha Denona palette, which I really like, which is the bronze palette. But it's updated, it's smaller. It's actually not that similar at all, but on counter I thought, oh, that's gonna fill that little niche. I bought it, started filming because I was filming a short to show you the swatches, and I was falling in love while I was swatching. It was just lovely. Let me show you the colours. Here they are. What I should tell you actually, we've got 5 matte silks, 1 crystal chrome, which is the opaque crystal, 1 molten silk, which is the shiny satin, and 1 diamond dimension and 1 crystal pop. So we've got a good spread across the formulae. On the top, we've got a matte silk, and in the middle, we've got a crystal chrome, which is lovely. I don't know whether you can see that. That sheen and shine is lovely. And then we've got another matte silk. On the middle row, we've got a matte silk, and again, in the middle, we've got a molten silk, which is that very shiny satin. It's really lovely. And then we've got another matte silk. And on the lowest row, we have got Diamond Dimension, which is really, this is another one. Look at that colour. Oh, it's fantastic. Then in the middle, we've got another matte silk, and then we've got Crystal Pop. Now, just to remind you, Crystal Pop is sheer, but it's got more depth. And the Diamond Dimension is just very, very sheer, which you can see that whitish, champagne-ish colour. And then we've got, as I said, we've got Crystal Chrome. The way to think about Crystal Pop, which is the last shade there, that amazing bronzy, shimmery, sheeny shade, that's basically as if Diamond Dimension and Crystal Chrome had a baby in a love that could never be during Sensual Sunset, and yet look what they produced. It's absolutely divine. I have done 2 looks. Now, I will show you how I did that. So I did 2 looks, and I just wanted to show you the 2 looks using the most shimmery shades, because at the end of the day, the mattes are really lovely, but they're very, very easy to use, and they're kind of easier to imagine. So I just wanted to show you what the shimmers actually looked like on skin, on real mature eyes, with kind of skin that is fairly crepey, but because that's just the reality. So doing my right eye, what I did is in the crease, I put a little bit of the number 3, the matte silk. And I actually did that on both eyes. A little bit more, I sort of deepened it a little bit by putting a little bit of the molten silk, which is that lovely shade in the middle, in the crease as well. And then I really went to town using the Crystal Pop shade all over the lid, and then kind of basically blending it in and smudging it in to some of the lovely Diamond Dimension, which is that lovely champagne shade. Now, Diamond Dimension is a topper. As you can see, I didn't use it as a topper. I just used it to brighten my inner corner, and it has worked really, really well. It can just blended beautifully. These shades, all of these formulas in this palette, they just blend like a dream. They're no work at all. They really are. They just melt and blend, and they're just gorgeous. Going on to my left eye, having put the matte silk in the crease, as you know, what I did then is I used the Crystal Chrome number 2 shade on the mobile lid, and then just blended that in again into more of that lovely Diamond Dimension on the bottom left, that champagne-y shade. So you've basically got 2 looks. You can see both eyes there. You've basically got 2 looks. You've got a very kind of bronzy, but with a beautiful kind of goldy, deep burnished shift on the right eye, and then on the left eye, this sort of kind of much more champagne-y, cool, it's not really cool, but it's a kind of champagne-y, whitey, goldy shade. It's just very wearable, actually. That's probably less disco-y than the other eye, but you know, I love them both. And let me just now pan onto the next video where I'll show you both eyes with mascara. These are both eyes finished with mascara. I put a little bit of this matte silk just as eyeliner and a little bit underneath as well. Let me show you my eyes now. It just works really well and they blend beautifully. I am really excited about this because it's a very, very easy to use palette. Look, there's enough mattes there for us all to get excited about. Just reminding you again, you've got 5 very, very, very usable matte silks there. However, it is the Diamond Dimension and the Crystal Chromes and the Molten Silk that's just thrilling, exciting, very easy to use, and I urge you to give it a go or to have a look on counter. If it's going to be your first one or if it might be your 6th one, I don't know. Maybe there are people out there who are more addicted than me. I always have to cling on to that possibility. I don't feel quite as guilty, but they are particularly lovely. I'm absolutely delighted and I just think they're really, really worth a go. I would say that they are modern bronzes, sunset-y shades, but they're not really orange, and that's really what I appreciate. Yeah, I think that would probably be not much my criticism of the Natasha Denona, because it's an all-encompassing palette. Here we go. But it does lean orangey and a bit more burgundy than I'm going to use. That's what I would say. Even though there are shades in there that it is very well loved and very well used, but there are shades that I just ignore. With this, I'm not ignoring any of these shades. I'm going to be using all of these. And I really, really can see that even though these two looks, they're both warm, they're both very much that sunset-y effect, but I really like the way, as I said, they're not too orange, they're not too tangerine-y. They are more wearable for somebody like me who does appreciate a warm palette. I just don't want it too fiery and too burgundy, too orange, too warm. So it's a good kind of in-between for me of a warm palette but not too warm. Here we are. I hope that was helpful. I hope that was of interest. Please subscribe. Do let me know what you think, whether you like it, whether you're tempted, and if indeed you've hitherto been tempted by any of these palettes, or whether you're just going to wait and see what else comes out, because we know there's lots coming, and maybe just wait for a 20 or 30% discount somewhere, because they're also on the horizon as well. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.